Welcome to the first edition of the Weekend Kickoff. Well, I'm very excited to have with us today a special guest, Dr. Oliver Rosales, history professor at Bakersfield College. Now, there are numerous reasons why I wanted to get Dr. Rosales to talk with me about a couple different topics. The first one is he was actually one of the first faculty members that I met when I started at Bakersfield 2 years ago. As I ran into him a couple different times on campus, met with him on a few different committees, I started noticing some things about Dr. Rosales that really spoke to me. The first one is he's a very intelligent man. He accomplished a lot in a very short time, has his PhD from Santa Barbara, which is no easy task, and he does a lot of different research and grant writing projects that really just speaks to his intelligence. The second thing that I found that I really liked was he gives back to the community, and he's very involved with Bakersfield College and just Bakersfield area politics, history, government, and he likes to give back to his community. But the third thing that I noticed that really spoke to me and really meant a lot was that he's a very genuine man. When you look at his resume and you hear the things that he's accomplished, one might think that he's hard to talk to, or maybe that he's a little full of himself. But I found out that that's not true at all. He's really nice. He doesn't judge you. You can ask him questions. He's very open. And to a younger faculty member on campus, he's someone that I really look up to. So sit back and enjoy Dr. Oliver Rosales, history professor at Bakersfield College. Welcome to our first edition of the Weekend Kickoff. I have with us Dr. Oliver Rosales, and he's going to share some of his wisdom with you. So sit back and let's enjoy it. Dr. Rosales, how are you doing today, first off?
Very good. Glad to be here.
Good. Well, thank you so much for helping me with this. I'd like to know what motivates you to do what you do.
I think what motivates me more than anything in my profession is it's fun. I chose to go into a career that I thoroughly enjoy every aspect of it. So the labor, the work that's involved invigorates me, it gives me energy, and I feel that it has meaning for me both personally, my family, and the community that I serve. So again, to answer the question in terms of what motivates me is there's always good work that needs to be done. Mm-hmm. There's always a project to work on that can develop my professional resume, my networking, in my career in academia, opportunities to publish. So I think it's really important for students and professionals to think about careers rather than just finding a job. Jobs are important. I was a dishwasher. That was my first job ever while I was going to Bakersfield College, and it supplemented my income as a student, but I never lost sight of the fact that I wouldn't be a dishwasher forever, even though it's noble work, like sweeping the floors is noble work. But it's important that you have, again, career goals in mind, that you're constantly striving to improve yourself. I think that's one of the bedrocks of Western civilization.
I agree. So definitely job versus career is big in your mind then.
I think so. I think jobs are important, in your teens and in your 20s, but you have to have the idea of a kind of career that you might want to have. Again, if I was a dishwasher or sweeping floors, you would do that until you mastered that, until then you start your own company, and you start hiring other people and giving them the opportunity. So again, I think understanding that difference between job and career is really, really important, and providing you motivation on a day-to-day basis and getting through the thick of life and work.
Good. Well, I know you're very successful. I've done my research on you. Doctorate degree at a super young age. Family man, work very hard. When I'm looking at you, I'm thinking this guy has it all, but I want to know, what is something that you failed at? So what are you able to actually tell us, don't get too personal obviously, where you failed at something?
I can't remember where I heard this phrase, but it's pretty commonplace nowadays that in order to succeed, you must fail first, and then it's important that you fail upward. So I think I've come to the realization in my career that you're going to fail way more than you're going to succeed, and that's really how you know that you have succeeded, right? And that you fail so many times, but then when you do experience success, it's so meaningful. In my own life and career, one big aspect of how I measure my success is through the securing of grant funds and also scholarly publications. So just as a historian, you write grants, you get money, you do programming, or you pursue academic publication. Well, that includes a lot of peer criticism through peer review. You will get rejected time and time again, but eventually you will incorporate suggestions from your peers, you add new data sets, and then you get published. And that's a really significant thing because that lasts forever. And in terms of a grant, again, if you have a competition in any kind of career or job, there can only be one winner, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure.
And so again, lots of grants in my time I have failed and not secured the grant, but I always follow through with the grant agency, figure out what steps I can take to improve the grant, and then when you actually get that money, it's that much more rewarding. And it's not, for me, so much a financial investment, like I'm getting paid, but it's money that I can do to really impact my community and make my research meaningful. So I failed a lot of times. I can't point to one instance where I have failed that's been particularly memorable, but again, I advise my students, again, who go on to Bakersfield College, to university or graduate school, and I've kept track of these people over the years, get used to failure and let it fail up. That's my philosophy.
I like that. No, I might have to put that on my wall. I have some quotes that I do. So I'll put that. I'm going to put your name on the bottom of it too. No, that's really good. Okay, interesting.
Even our president, Sonia Christian, we just secured a $500 million bond, Measure J. I worked with her on a California Innovation Grant. I think it was in 2015, and it was for about $1 million. And we failed. We didn't get it. But the experience of working in a grant writing team with 15 colleagues was invaluable, right? And so we took that exercise of working together and deliberating and doing conference calls and sharing ideas, and it translated into other successes beyond the grant itself, even though we failed to get the money. So.
Wow, that's cool. So another thing I'm curious about is, what is a goal of yours that you have, either personal or professional, that, because I'm sure you're still striving for something.
Yeah.
So what's the goal that you have?
I have a few major professional goals and also family goals. So I'm a father now. I have 2 small children. I'm so happy to watch my children grow up in a bilingual environment where they're able to speak Spanish and understand Spanish and also understand English and speak English. And I want to maintain that bicultural environment for my children. That's something that I want to ensure in my familial life. I love traveling. As a historian, one of the pleasures of being a historian is you do get to travel to conferences or for research, and I thoroughly enjoy getting out of my comfort zone, and I think that's important. It doesn't take a lot of money, and I always encourage my students, whether it's the Peace Corps or trying to do timeshares or even working abroad, there's so many opportunities to get out of your comfort zone, to appreciate the United States in ways that you might not appreciate it.
Yeah.
But again, also learn about the kind of multicultural heritage of this country. And in terms of a real major professional goal, I teach at a community college, and the identity of a community college faculty member is not so much a research scholar, but I still fit that mold with my own work, and I'm now in the process of soliciting university presses to publish my dissertation. And that's a major milestone to turn a PhD dissertation into an actual book published by a university press. That's kind of like a benchmark for people who get PhDs.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's sort of where I'm at right now. That commands a lot of my time. I have other goals, but those are the family life. Making sure my children can grow up in, again, a household that is bicultural. Constantly challenge myself to travel with my family, not by myself, and then also, as I said, publishing the book. So
that's really cool.